Okay, so after having conversation with JP, one of the carpoolers, so this is what I have captured: the entire journey of carpooling. So pool is the execution job, and then pre-execution jobs are researching on pooling, whether to do it or not, finding a cab, waiting for pickup, and then once he gets into the cab, is tracking the pooling and payment and review. So that is what I captured as stages. And then user goals. In each and every stage, there could be multiple goals or there could be just one goal. So if you take research pooling as example, so he was checking whether I can save money or not, because earlier he had tried his hands on metro, his own car, bike, and scooter, but he couldn't save money. So he wanted to check whether pooling saves that money or not. He also wanted to ensure that he reaches office on time, because earlier when he used his car, he was able to reach on time. So he wanted some confirmation on these two things before he made up his mind about pooling. Then finding a cab, again here he had two goals. So one is he wanted to find the cab that has early pickup, and then a cab that charges less. Then start quickly when he gets into the cab without waiting. And while tracking pooling, he wanted to do many things. One is he wanted to check always whether he would reach on time or not, whether driver is comfortable. And also he wanted to spend the time of commute, reading books, gaining some knowledge. And once he reaches the destination, he wanted to get off quickly. So these are the different goals the user has in the whole journey. And I basically had a casual conversation, and out of that conversation, I captured these points. It's quite possible many a time you might miss some of this. The advantage of doing this is you know what is missing so that you can go back and collect that information. So I had actually multiple conversations with JP. So if we check if I can save money or not, in terms of importance, it was very high. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was 9. What are the alternatives that he used? So he tried Uber and Ola, and he also compared going alone in micro versus polling to check which one is costly. And he was expecting that he will know which one is cheaper so that he can choose that. He was unhappy because he said out of 10 times he traveled only 2 or 3 times he was able to save money. And his suggestion was at least ensure that when I pool in cab, it is costing at least 50% less. Taking one more example, so he wanted to check if I can reach on time. So it was on a scale of 1 to 10, it was 6. So a couple of things that he did. One, he tried Uber himself. He asked colleagues as well. That was the alternative that he had. His idea was, okay, he will know what is the waiting time and average commute time and average cost. He was neutral because when he tried himself, he said route varied every day, so he could not figure out what is the average time. And he also said his colleagues, they came from different places, so they would not know what is the price range, and mostly he got a broader range, so he could not make up his mind. Here, finding a cab with earliest pickup time, it was very important for him. How he was doing it, he had opened multiple applications and he would juggle between these to figure out which one has earlier pickup. His thought process was he will find something, a cab that has shorter waiting period. He was unhappy because he said most of the time the actual time, wait time, plus what is shown on the app, there was a mismatch. Plus, he would spend time juggling between this and it was consuming time, plus his battery would drain. And his idea is, even if it is a broader range, show accurate time so that you could be peaceful and then know, okay, this is what is my waiting time. Going on here, all the time while in the cab, he wanted to know whether he would reach office on time or not, the destination on time or not. It was very, very important, 10 out of 10. And what did he do? He was asking the driver, Are there any other commuters who are going to get into the cab? He would check for the beeps from his the driver's phone for notifications on any more pickups, and he would also keep checking the app. What he was thinking, by doing this, he'll be able to know whether there would be any detour, there would be any additional time added to the commute time. He was extremely unhappy, very disappointed, because he said there was always too much of detour and it increased the commute time. So his suggestion, the ideas. So when there is a pain, when you ask users for ideas, they might have certain ideas. So he said, if you optimize the route such that, okay, I'm going from A to B, pick up only people on that straight line, and also restrict pooling for maybe 3 or 4 people instead of loading car with multiple people. One more, let's explore one more. So reading books. He wanted to achieve this goal of reading books. It was very important as well. He says he tried Kindle. The thought process was he will be able to use the commute time effectively, gaining some knowledge. He was not happy again. Why? They said there was a lot of distraction because people were coming on and off. He was worried whether I'll reach office on time or not. So most of the time he got distracted about whether I'll reach or not. And so one of the suggestion he has is, if he can give me, even if it is a broader range, a fixed time, at least I'll be peaceful. I can sit down and then read books. So for each of these goals, whatever information I captured, I structured in the form of experience map. How will this help me? Many things.